Hello guys, welcome back to another video on the Status Forecast Weather channel. In today's video we're going to be talking about a major cool down that's going to be happening in the Midwest, the upper plains, the Ohio Valley, the Mid-Atlantic, and the Northeast in the coming days, along with a potential lake effect snowmaker, along with a potential winter storm that could be happening in the Northeast. So first off, we're going to be talking about the Arctic blast that is going to be happening across much of the northern side of the country, and then we're also going to be talking about the above average temperatures that could be happening in the western part of the United States, along with some potential snowfall. So first off, we're going to take a look at the temperatures for the next couple of days. This is going to be the main story of today is just going to be those very cold temperatures that are going to persist throughout much of the north side of the country in the coming days. So right now we're just dealing with temperatures in the mid and upper 30s to near around 40 to 50 and some 70s in the Gulf of Maine, not the Gulf of Maine, but the Gulf of Mexico. As you can see, we're dealing with some pretty cold temperatures only in the 20s, and this is what we're really looking for, these colder temperatures. Up in the upper plains is going to basically stream down all the way down into the Northeast later this week. So right now what we're dealing with is some pretty cold temperatures in the upper plains, with some of these temperatures being in the single digits to below zero. So as we go through the next couple of days, you're going to notice these temperatures are really going to fluctuate. This bag of cold air is just going to try to push down, and it's not going to be successful until the next couple of days. And these temperatures are going to remain above average in the southeast, as they typically are. But we're really looking for Thursday and Friday and Saturday. So as you can see, this cold air is finally starting to push down into the Northeast, and it's only going to get colder from here. So as you can see, by Saturday, these temperatures really get cold in the Northeast. 17 in Maine, we've got some teens, we've got some, and then this below zero is really going to push down. As you can see, it really pushes down there, and we get into the single digits. And then here we go, another cold swath comes through, and then later on, you're going to notice this big area of cold air is going to continue to push down, and Northeast and New England seeing lots of cold air, but this warm air is going to continue to push. It's going to turn our filter into a jet stream that kind of goes like this. We're going to have cold air on the eastern half of the country and very above average temperatures in the western side of the country. So next we'll take a look at the the GFS model. So the GFS model shows much of the same thing, 40s and 50s in the southeast and western California and parts of Mexico, and then we're dealing with colder temperatures, well below average temperatures across much of the northern half of the country. But you're going to notice as we go into later in the week, this cold air is really going to push down into the Northeast. As you can see, these temperatures are really going to dip down into the teens, and some people, this below zero temperatures will eventually fall down into the Northeast and New England. But you're going to notice the warm air is going to start to come back here in the next couple of weeks. So we're going to have multiple cold blasts come through, as you can see, multiple cold blasts, and then we're going to see kind of a filter change later on in the next couple of weeks. And then you're going to notice in the upper plains and even in the Pacific Northwest, we're dealing with below average temperatures. Some people in the single digits and other people in the below zero. And you're going to notice this is a front that's going to be coming through. It's going to quickly change things over from snow in some places quick over to a rainstorm in the Northeast. So I'm going to take a look at that in just a second, where these temperatures associated with the front are really going to rise out of the south. So next we're going to take a look at the precipitation for the next couple of weeks. So let me pull that out. Alright, so here we are. So we're not dealing with much. Really, the big story is the lake effect snow across the Great Lakes region, and this snow is really going to persist through much of the week, and they've already seen upwards of 3 feet of snow, and it's only going to get worse from there. Some of the pictures online that I've seen have had snowfall totals between 3 and 4 feet of snow, which is absolutely insane. But you're going to notice why there's no low pressure system associated with this. What's happening is you got the cold air, but you've also got that warm above average temperatures in the Great Lakes, in those lakes, and then overriding that cold air over that warm air is really creating that instability and that unstable atmosphere and it's really going to lead to the continuous precipitation of snow and some of those heavier snow bands coming out of that lake effect snow. So it's really going to continue for the next several weeks, or I shouldn't say weeks, but several days. So as we continue on, as you can see, it's another system comes through. This could provide, this is the winter storm that I was talking about. Unfortunately, some of this warm air is going to be able to rise up, because typically this time of year we don't have enough cold air locked in place for the northeast to really support all snow. So you can notice that mixed precipitation line pushing well into interior Maine, but northern Maine could see quite a bit of snow. And you can notice all this lake effect snow is going to continue. And it's just going to continue. All these clipper systems are just going to come through. And this is the change in temperatures right here. You can notice all this warm air trying to push in, and all this warm air, a quick changeover to rain for a quick pattern change. And that's going to push through, and then things are going to get colder again. And these low pressure systems are going to continue to come through, and then the pattern is just going to stay about the same. And as we take a look at the GFS model, much of the same story. We're dealing with lake effect snow, a lot of snow to come, and you're going to notice that lake effect snow really is never going to give up. And then we have that little clipper system that comes through. Depending on how much energy, if we can get enough energy to quickly start up in the Gulf of Maine, there's a good chance that we could see a quick burst of energy to maybe boost these snowfall totals a little bit. But as we continue on, these snow is really going to continue to come through, and then this is what we were not seeing with the European model. We were seeing more of a rain situation with this, but the GFS model is actually switched over to snow, and there could be some pretty heavy snow associated with this storm, and it's really going to continue, and we'll see some snow out of that. And then, oh, there we go, then we get the changeover. But you'll notice that cold line is basically hugging. It's basically a battle between two air masses, warm and cold. It's really going to be battling, cold for the north and warm for the south, which is typically unusual for this time of year. So now I'm going to take a look at the snowfall totals. Here's the European model. So I'm going to go all the way through. So you're going to notice much of the snow is happening either in the upper plains, where much of that mountainous snow is going to be happening in the Rockies. And then you'll notice the other big story is that lake effect snow. Areas picking up well over 2 feet of snow. And then parts of New England and Northeast are also dealing with anywhere from a few inches to several inches of snow. And you're going to see the same situation with the GFS model. So as we go all the way through, maybe a little bit different, since the GFS model is basically giving us a better idea of maybe a colder situation for the next couple of storms for the New England area. But you'll notice much of that snow is happening in the lake effect snow. Some areas picking between 35 and 45 inches of snow, even closer to 50 inches in some spots. And then notice much of New England and the northeast of New England dealing with much of that snowfall between just a couple of inches all the way up towards a foot of snow. And you're also going to notice some of the snow happening down in the southern plains, and you'll also notice that snow happening, a lot of that more mountainous snow coming out of the Pacific Northwest areas and the upper plains. So yeah, that's that. We're also going to take a look at the rainfall amounts here. Here's the rainfall amounts for the next couple of weeks. So much needed precipitation for much of the country. This includes the southeast, the New England northeast, the Ohio Valley, the Mid-Atlantic, and the Great Lakes region, and also parts of the Pacific Northwest, dealing with much needed rainfall out of this system. Then we're going to take a look at the GFS model to see what the GFS model has in mind. So we're going to put this all the way through. So here we are. The GFS model has a similar situation. Much needed rainfall for the southeast, the Ohio Valley, the Mid-Atlantic, the southern plains, the upper plains, and of course northeast and New England, along with the Pacific Northwest as well, getting a much needed rainfall out of the system. So yeah, that's pretty much the entire forecast for this. That's pretty much the entire video for this one. If you're going to be in any of these colder areas with the single digits to below zero temperatures, please take it easy. It's going to be very cold. And if you're in those areas in the Great Lakes region, in Wisconsin, Michigan, in the Pennsylvania, and parts of New New York, please take it easy on those roadways. These lake effect snow bands are going to be heavy, and they're going to continue to persist through a large chunk of this week, and you're probably going to expect several feet of snows to come. So yeah, as always, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to never miss their upload. And without further ado, hope you guys have a good day, and stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.